Welcome back. Right, sorry I haven't posted for a few weeks, but I had loads going on, and probably I won't be doing another video for another week or so because me and wifey are off to Portugal on Friday, so just having a week's break away. But hopefully I'll be able to get back to it soon. But I felt really compelled to make a video tonight, and it's not music, not my usual topic, but it's something I'm quite fond of. Now, I see on the bus today at work an advertisement for the new Stephen King movie Doctor Sleep, which is a sequel to The Shining. You know, the Shining Stephen King novel stroke Stanley Kubrick movie stroke Stephen King mini-series that I haven't actually watched, and I am going to watch that, even though it's 4.5 hours, and I kind of don't think I'm going to like it before I watch the movie. And I think that's because I absolutely adore the 1980 Stanley Kubrick Shining. Now, I do know Stephen King really disliked it. God knows why. But I haven't read the novels. I can't say I have, so, you know, but Stanley Kubrick, to me, is the grandmaster. Now, I've just watched the trailer a few times. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Ewan McGregor. I see him many years ago in Danny Boyle's Shallow Grave, then followed his career quite closely, you know, Train Spotting, them sort of movies. Loved them, absolutely loved them. Moulin Rouge, you know, loved it. So I like that, and from the trailer, it does have that feel. But I do think that's because just in that, what is it, 2.5 minute trailer, they showed you quite a lot of iconic scenes or images from The Shining. You know, the Overlook Hotel, the famous carpet, you know, the famous carpet, the weird 70s carpet that Danny Torrance drives on, etc, etc. You know, that. Well, loads. The blood coming out of the lifts, all of that. But I'm bothered about this because in between that and amongst that is all that flash, get out of my head, weird people. I don't know. For me, The Shining, the Jack Nicholson movie that I absolutely adore, is just like, well, it is a masterpiece. It's not just probably the best horror movie ever made. It's in my top 10 probably favourite films of all time. And that's because there's so much going on. That's because you watch Jack's slow descent into madness throughout the movie. There's no quick... There is a couple of whoa moments, but it's not jump cuts and fast edits and get out of my head and all of that. So I'm really worried about this movie. Like I said, I'm going to watch the Stephen King 4.5 hours miniseries, but I've seen a couple of clips from it, and to be honest with you, it doesn't appeal, put it that way. I may be biased, being a Stanley Kubrick fan, but I'm also a Stephen King fan, movie-wise anyway. You know, Pet Sematary, Carrie, Misery. I mean, Misery is a very good movie. Brilliantly played by Kathy Bates and James Caan. Great film. But it doesn't compare to The Shining. The Shining you can literally watch. It will still scare the bejesus out of you. And the performances and everything about it. The little nuances throughout The Shining. You always notice other things. And you pick up on other things. Do you know what? It's one of the films I've watched the most YouTube videos on, documentaries on. The Shining, probably for me, overtakes the amount I've watched on Clockwork Orange, another Kubrick movie that I'm a massive fan of. But I think The Shining always had that mystery, that puzzlement about it. And You know, is it about the Apollo moon landings? Is it about ghosts? Well, it's obviously about ghosts. You know, I've even watched, you know, the documentary Room 237. That's the famous room in The Shining. You know, and that really delves into the native Indian side of things. And I'm riveted throughout all of them. And there's countless. But I'm really apprehensive about this. I want to like it, Doctor Sleep, but that trailer is just, you know, even the Wendy, or Walter at the time, I think, or it might be Wendy Carlos, that music, that, just straight away, like I said, the Overlook, it's got the camera angle, even I think the very first clip of the trailer, it's a nighttime version of the Colorado mountains that Jack, Wendy and little Danny was going up. So, but is it because we love that film so much that when we see these bits we're like, oh, it is, it's The Shining. I mean, I did hear that in the Stephen King novel and the miniseries, the Overlook Hotel burns down, which will kind of make this null and void. Have a look. I'm going to put a link to the trailer down below. No doubt I'm going to watch it again and again. I want to like it, but you know what? Modern horror does not work for me. It just doesn't. You know, yes, I jump out of my skin. Yeah, sometimes the effects make me go, whoa. You know, and when I watch them Saw movies, some of them scenes where you almost want to turn away. It's so cringy. But it's that same, just that same thing. You know, it's not that originality. The Shining is so much more than just here's Johnny and the two sisters saying, come play with me, Danny. I mean, I did always wonder what happened to Danny and Wendy as they escaped the Overlook Hotel in the Shining. But I was quite happy with just leaving it at that. They escaped. Jack obviously died. And the hotel still stood, but frozen over. You know, it's freezing. I don't know. I think I'm just rambling on. I'm apprehensive. What are your thoughts on this? Have you got any thoughts on it? Have you watched the trailer? Are you a Shining fan? Because if you're not a Shining fan, it's just another movie, I suppose. But I think Stanley Kubrick is a little bit more. Well, I'd say, me personally, a hell of a lot more. Yeah, I'm just worried they're just doing that thing to get there. Because let's be honest, that's what Hollywood's all about these days. They don't, you know, although I have yet to see the Joker, there's a few films that do come out that are still good. But, you know, with this whole PC culture and everyone gets offended by everything, and I like to watch films, you know, 90s and back, really. And The Shining was perfect. 1980. Remember it well. And when I had my projector at the old house, me and my mate Dodge watched it on the projector on a big screen, and it literally is made for the big screen. That Danny cycling down the corridors, etc., etc. It's just unreal. And it stands the test of time like all of these movies do. So, what do you think about Doctor Sleep? Are you going to watch it? You're going to have to watch it, I guess. And that's why I'm going to watch this mini-series, I think. However awful, I'm just going to try and treat it as a standalone movie and just see what what it's all about. And I will watch this, obviously. But it's not going to have that magic touch. It's not going to be Stanley Kubrick. Anyway. Waffling. Right, like I said earlier, sorry I haven't posted a video for a while, guys, but I felt that bothered by this. You know, I watched the trailer a couple of times and I just thought, I've just got to tell you guys about it, and I want to know what you think. Anyway, right. Like I said, I'm off on holiday on Friday. I may do a little video while I'm over there, but I doubt it. Me and wifey just need a little bit of time, just chilling out by the pool. I'm going to take a couple of books to read. Yeah, and a little bit of downtime. Gone through quite a bit this year. Right, anyway, much love, people. Have yourselves a great week, and I'll be back with another ramble real soon. Take care, people.